Hi, I'm Shiri Sarfati, and we are here live at Repechage headquarters for Train the Trainer 2010. I'm here with Mrs. Dosoo. She is the spa pioneer in Africa. Thank you for being with us.
Thank you, Shiri.
And can you let us know how you started with Repechage and why did you decide to bring in Repechage to the African market?
Well, a year ago, next week, I met Lydia Sarfati, and she was the first attraction I had. But I met her at a trade show, IBS, New York, 2009, and we had a wonderful conversation, and I went over to the booth, and the relationship started, both with Lydia and with Repechage. We are passionate about raising the standards of the spa and beauty industry in Africa. That is my personal passion, and that is the vision of the business, Allure Africa, which I run. It's a premier day spa group in Africa. And I realized that to do that, you need the right mix of products, of education, and particularly of the kind of person behind the brands that you bring. So that was basically Lydia fit all the three in the dream. So I thought that Repechage must be part of the whole program of raising the image and standards of the spa industry. The product line is the best you can find when it comes to clinical skincare, and as you know, seaweed is the best for the skin. The product also fits very well with where I come from in Ghana, particularly the African climate, because it's tropical, and the product is very effective for our skin type. So I thought that is the best thing to do, was bring Repechage to Africa.
And you actually own and operate 3 independent spas, one spa for men exclusively,
Yes, exactly.
and one spa in the city.
Mm-hmm.
Can you tell us a little bit more of the concepts that you've created in Ghana?
Well, basically, the whole idea was to make sure that you met the needs of the whole demographics. And we looked at the market and looked at what people wanted. And so we realized that we had to basically create a very high-end, top-tier, 5-star day spa. But we realized that there was also a gap in the market when it came to men. So for the top tier, we targeted people like corporates, top luxurious people, and then we also had the middle, which was, with average girl, average woman, young, between 18 and 35, aspirational. So we also had one of that brand. And then for the male market, we realized that they didn't have anything at all. So we created a concept, Allure Man. So we have Allure Spa in the city, and then we have Allure Beauty Palace, and then we have Allure Man. So we have these 3 brands basically catering to the entire needs of the market, so that at least whichever demographic you fit in, we have a brand just for you.
That's fantastic. And in addition to owning and operating 3 independent spas, you also own the first premier beauty day trade show in West Africa. Can you tell me a little bit more about that as well?
Yeah, this was a serious need in our market, that a gap that I identified, that Africa, outside of South Africa, does not even have a trade show. And as part of our group business, we also have a sales and distribution company, which is Allure Sales and Distribution Company, which is a separate entity representing 16 brands, of course, including Repechage at the moment. And we realized that there was no place where we could have education, networking, advocacy in one place, where we could meet all the industry players, all the experts. And this is what happens in trade shows, and trade shows make the market. Trade shows raise the standards everywhere else in the world. And why not bring it to Africa? So I looked at the concept many years ago, and my team thought it was impossible. But in June 2009, we came up with the first Iyaba, and it was hugely successful. Iyaba means a wish or a dream fulfilled. And I realized that that is what people dream about when anybody walks into a spa or a beauty salon. And that is what the spa industry players also dream about. raising the standards. So we thought we would use a platform to have a trade show. And the first year we drew over 1,500 people. In 2010, it's now doubled to over 3,000 people, which means that it's growing. And this year, 2010, which just ended, we had it on the 15th to the 17th. We had people coming in, not just from Ghana, but from Nigeria, from Sierra Leone, from neighboring countries, from Togo. So it was fantastic. Not only now, the dream was to go beyond Ghana. And by the second year, we've added 5 countries. So I think that's phenomenal. And I see this concept of a trade show in Africa growing and growing. And Ghana is going to be the base where this is going to be held annually. So it's a fantastic concept, and we're really excited we brought it to Africa.
Where do you see the spa industry in 5-10 years from now in West Africa? Or what is your dream for it?
I think it's going to be a blowout. I mean, what we've seen so far, I mean, since I started in 1998 with a salon. But in 2006, that is when we opened our first day spa. Since then, I mean, we used to have maybe I would say 1,000 when I started 10 years ago. Now we have about 2,000 salons, 2,000 to 2,500 salons. And every year, even at Yaba, post Yaba, we are getting new spas opening. There are new openings happening almost every month. The concept is very new in Africa, but it's a growing concept. And we believe that what we have started in the industry, my dream that my company has started, Allure Africa, is going to take the spa industry in West Africa, actually the rest of Africa, outside of South Africa, to the next level. We've actually seen so many things happen in the past 5 years, and this is just the beginning of what could happen. Everyone is now understanding the concept of spa, where initially people didn't even know what the name meant. Now you find people on the street, and when you talk about spa, they can relate it to something related to relaxation, or wellness. And that term was not even known 5 years ago when I started. So I'm really, really excited about the opportunities and the growth of the industry within the next 10 years.
Great. Well, thank you so much for joining us here at Repêchage. And we are so thrilled to learn more about the spa industry from you and from many others. So stay tuned for more interviews to come. Thank you. I'm Shiri Sarfati here at Repêchage.